Up with KREM begins now.
Everyone, and happy Friday to you. Welcome to Up with KREM. I'm Tim Pham. Let's start off your Friday morning by getting you ready for the day ahead with meteorologist Thomas Patrick. Thomas, we want to talk about today, but also people are looking forward to the weekend. So what do we have weather-wise going on?
Yeah, so it's still going to be plenty warm today and this weekend. It almost feels like we're forgetting it's December outside because of all of the warmth and the mountain snow melt that has occurred. It feels a bit more like April, if you will. Because of that snow melt, we're seeing actually pretty serious issues for flooding in North Idaho. We are going to document more on the Clark Fork flooding in about a minute here, so do stay tuned for that. But that is a region that is under a flood warning due to, well, all of the flooding issues in the region. All Shoshone County also under that flood warning. These go until noon today, and then they'll get reassessed if they need to continue for longer than that. In the meantime, for rainfall, it's not a ton, but there is this pretty heavy cloud cover, and honestly, there's like drizzle and mist that is banding right along the I-90 corridor. So it's actually pretty wet outside right now, but it doesn't look like very much on Doppler radar. In the meantime, temperatures are in the 40s, and that's way above normal. Our normal lows are 20s, and our normal highs are 30s, and will continue to be kind of near 50 degrees today.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning at I-90 and Sprague. You can see wet road conditions as you get out the door on this Friday morning, but traffic moving nice and smoothly here. No issues to report, and we're smooth sailing. But of course, with wet road conditions, just be sure to maybe drive slowly in case there are any major slick spots. We'll keep an eye on traffic throughout the morning, let you know if there's any problem spots. On Up with KREM, we bring you weather and traffic together every 30 minutes.
The situation is, the word that was used by in the briefing earlier is unpredictable. And that's what we want to communicate to Washingtonians. This situation is extremely unpredictable. We're using the best information we can to provide guidance to the people of the state, but it is unpredictable.
As Western Washington faces record-breaking flooding, Governor Bob Ferguson is predicting at least 100,000 people may have to evacuate. A statewide emergency is in place, and flood warnings and watches remain in effect today. It's not only Western Washington being impacted by this atmospheric river. Across North Idaho, Shoshone County is in a state of emergency as multiple rivers are running high. Meantime, some people who live in Clark Fork have evacuated as water levels inch closer to homes. And this is a look at East Spring Creek Road near Clark Fork. Evacuations are in place for people who live near that road. The entire town of Clark Fork under a boil order as some of the pipes have been washed away. KREM 2's Christian Garza went to Bonner County, where crews are watching the water levels closely.
As the creeks continue to flood,
every once in a while, every decade or so, it floods.
I'm watching the road go by.
residents and law enforcement alike are left wondering what the aftermath of this weather event in their small town will look like.
We have a lot of roads washed out.
Wes Johnson, the incident commander for Clark Fork Fire Department, says it's not just the roads, though. It's also the town's main water system that was washed away as well, causing a water boil advisory for the time being. CFFD says work started around 2:30 in the morning, evacuating close to 100 residents along the Spring and Lightning Creeks.
Well, what's really made it difficult is our main road going in is not passable anymore. It's crumbled off into the river.
2 evacuation sites have been made available, one inside of Clark Fork and the other at the Sandpoint Fairgrounds. With more wet weather in the forecast, John says crews will be out all night making sure people are able to get back safely. However, it will still be a long time before Clark Fork looks the way it did just earlier this week.
Lots of repair.
Christian Garza, KREM 2 News.
Right now, Shoshone County is under a state of emergency because of flood concerns. No evacuation orders have been issued, but already Silver Valley Fire and Shoshone County deputies had to rescue 3 people. That was in Kingston, about 8 miles up from Coeur d'Alene River Road. No one was hurt. The family was trapped in their home as the water continued to rise. The flooding is also reaching into Montana. Now Lincoln County commissioners are declaring a state of emergency there. The sheriff's office requesting people who live there to only travel when necessary because of potentially historic water levels. An emergency operations center is currently open.
At 6:05, here's a look at our day planner weather-wise, where this morning it's feeling kind of wet outside for Spokane and Coeur d'Alene because of a lot of mist and drizzle. Does not look heavy via Doppler radar, but it's certainly a pretty heavy mist. So things are going to stay wet this morning because of that. In the afternoon, it will actually not be as wet outside. I actually don't think there's a ton of rain in our immediate forecast aside from the misty conditions that we're experiencing right now. Atmospheric river still in play, but it's going to give us a break from the heaviest rain for now. But that heat is still here as high temperatures will remain at about 50 degrees for the next several days.
This is a live look at the Numerica skate ribbon. The city of Spokane temporarily closed it because of this long period of unusually warm weather. Unprecedented high heat, high winds, and debris have left the ice, well, unskateable. The City of Spokane Parks and Recreation Department says a tentative reopening date is scheduled for next Saturday, December 20th. While the skate ribbon may be closed, there is still a lot to do in Riverfront Park this weekend. KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones live this morning there to tell us more about the first ever Holiday Village at the Pavilion. Brandon, I like the name of that. What's going on? Good morning.
Good morning, Tim. Well, yeah, this is a place you got to check out. It's going to be through the rest of the weekend. Holiday Village right underneath the beautiful pavilion here at Riverfront Park. And this is also the newly named Giza Pavilion. We had some crews come out last night, just getting some shots of all of the different vendors in place. There's gonna be live music out here, food as well. And again, this feels kind of like the command center for all of the holiday activities that are gonna be taking place throughout the weekend, because we talked about all of the things happening inside of River Park Square, Christmas tree elegance. May as well make your way over here as well if you're coming down with you and your family. Again, this is the first ever Holiday Village, and you can find a lot of great things, but 3 more opportunities. So tonight from 5 to 9 p.m. Saturday, the village will be open from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. and then Sunday from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. Admission is free with opportunities to support local businesses and find some holiday gifts for the loved ones in your life. There's going to be more than 60 vendors here. And for those parents that are going to be dragging the kids out of the house, there's also going to be some good kid activities to do here as well.
This is something that the Pavilion team had wanted to do for some years, and this is part of our honoring our commitment to the Pavilion and Spokane community to bring new free events for the community to take part in.
So a few other things you can find here at the Holiday Village. There's going to be some smooth jazz performances throughout the weekend. And tonight there's going to be a special guest appearance by the head grumpy person, individual himself. The Grinch is expected to be out here under the lights at the Giza Pavilion. So that's something to look forward to as well. And also you can grab yourself a nice hot cup of cocoa and stroll through the park. For now, live in downtown Spokane, Brandon T. Jones, KREM 2 News.